This is the most dangerous job in America, where the ocean kills without warning, where the fatality rate is 8 times the well. The numbers are staggering. 132 fishermen die per 100,000 workers annually in Alaska. You're more likely to die crab fishing than serving in active military combat zones. In the past decade alone, 87 commercial fishermen lost their lives in Alaska waters. Behind each statistic is a father, son, husband, or brother who never came home. When disaster strikes 200 miles offshore in freezing seas, you have minutes to deploy life rafts and activate emergency beacons before hypothermia claims you. Drowning is the leading cause of death, but hypothermia in 38-degree water kills within 30 minutes. Most bodies are never recovered from the Bering Sea's depths. The deck becomes a skating rink of death. One slip, one moment of lost balance, and you're in the water wearing 40 pounds of gear. You sink like a stone. Frostbite is inevitable. Temperatures of -30 with wind chill, wet gloves freezing solid, continuous exposure for 20-hour shifts. Many fishermen lose fingers, toes, or worse. Rogue waves are the ocean's assassins. 3 times the height of surrounding seas, they appear without warning and have capsized dozens of vessels in these waters. Since 2000, 23 commercial fishing vessels have sunk in Alaska waters. Most went down so fast that crews had no time to send distress calls or deploy survival equipment. Coast Guard rescue swimmers are the last hope. They jump into the same deadly conditions that are killing fishermen, risking their own lives in seas that would terrify Navy SEALs.
Chop faster! Starboard rail now!
Ice accumulation above deck raises the center of gravity catastrophically. Pools are coating ice.
Please stop now!
The moment a vessel begins to capsize, you have seconds to jump clear. If you're trapped inside or caught under falling equipment, you're going to the bottom in a steel coffin.
Titanic! Hold on! My leg is pulling me in! Cut it! Roll free!
An 800-pound steel pot swinging in 40-knot winds becomes a deadly weapon. Fishermen have been crushed to death, skulls fractured, spines broken by runaway pots.
John Reynolds, lost in '08. Every time Finland, no safe out some died numbers, about same takes from. Drowned at the quake.
Survival suits are your only hope in the water, but they're not foolproof. A small tear, a broken zipper, a manufacturing defect, any failure means you're dead within minutes in 38-degree water. Every veteran fisherman carries the scars. 92% report chronic pain, 70% have permanent injuries. The question isn't if you'll get hurt, but how badly and how often. Hull breaches can happen instantly. Collision with ice, structural failure, or equipment punching through the hull. Once seawater enters the engine room, you have minutes before the vessel goes down.
Come on, hold together!
Hydraulic systems operate at 3,000 psi. A blown line can inject fluid on dry cicadas, hostile at sea. Injection injuries lead to amputation or death for chocks.
Fire! Ready fast! I'm on it! Rep yard! Go on, visiting!
Fire at sea is every captain's nightmare. With fuel tanks losing propulsion in a storm is a death sentence. Without power, you're at the mercy of the sea. The vessel turns broadside to waves, each roll bringing you closer to the point.
Start now! It's so cold, can't think. Oh, hold on, we're getting these off.
I had to wear self-preservation. Bike in wet clothes and lost quantity in under an hour. Lightning strikes can destroy all electronics instantly. Without GPS, radar, or radio communication, you're navigating by instinct through one of the most dangerous waters on Earth, completely cut off from rescue services. Rope entanglement is instant death. A loop catches your boot, and 800 pounds of falling pot drags you overboard in half a second. By the time anyone reacts, you're 100 feet underwater, still attached to the pot. Blunt force trauma from swinging pots has killed dozens of fishermen. When your ribs punch your blast 200 miles from a hospital, you drown in your own blood. This is what drowning looks like. The weight of your gear pulls you down into absolute darkness. You hold your breath as long as possible, maybe 90 seconds, then your body forces you to inhale seawater. Death comes in 3 to 5 minutes. The FV Destination sank in 2017, taking 6 souls with her. Coast Guard footage shows the entire crew made it into survival suits, but the 38-degree water killed them all within 20 minutes. All 6 bodies were recovered floating lifeless.
I feel dizzy, sick. The exhaust! It's Lee, CO! Get him to fresh air! I'll start CPR. Come on, breathe. Keep the rhythm going. Sinking in. Down, starting CPR. Mayday, medevac, severe storm. Meg, the other is a no-go. Stand by. It's no use. He's gone.
For every death, there are 100 near misses. Veterans say you survive on luck as much as skill. Every fisherman has stories of the time they almost died, the close calls that haunt their dreams.
Son, this is the policy. premium's $2,800 a month for $500,000. If I don't come back, this is all I leave you. Insurance company, CrossFit know the statistics.
A simple cut becomes life-threatening. Seawater contains flesh-eating bacteria that cause necrotizing fasciitis. Without immediate IV antibiotics, impossible to administer at sea.
Vessels carry memorial stones for fallen crew. Each stone represents a life lost in these waters. A brother. Some both plays their domes.
When your vessel sinks, you lose everything instantly. Your livelihood, your possessions, nearly your life. Survivors drift in life rafts, praying the rescue helicopter arrives before hypothermia kills them. Body recovery is traumatic for everyone involved. Coast Guard swimmers see the faces of the dead fishermen in their nightmares. Families often request closed casket funerals.
When 8 pots and rough sissies, they create cod crowfish pros decade.
Man overboard searches rarely end in rescue, they end in body recovery or no recovery at all. Once you're in the water for more than an hour, these centers for closure, not hope. This is the boat graveyard in Dutch Harbor, the final resting place of vessels that didn't make it. Each wreck tells a story of disaster, death, and families torn apart by the sea's violence.
Fishing communities know grief intimately. They bury too many sons, husbands, and fathers. These funerals happen multiple times per season, a community in constant mourning.
The lucky survivors carry their injuries forever. Many say the dead are the fortunate ones who don't suffer. 542 lives lost in 34 years. That's 16 deaths per year, 1 every 3 weeks. Behind each number is a family destroyed, children growing up without fathers. Dozens of vessels rest on the Bering Sea floor, permanent graves for crews who never escaped. The ocean keeps its dead, cold, dark, and undisturbed in the depths. Families never recover from the loss. Widows raise children alone, struggling financially and emotionally, who grow up fearing the ocean that took their fathers.
This will be you if you're not careful.
Safety training includes watching real footage of fishermen dying. It's brutal, traumatic, but necessary. If fear doesn't keep you alert, you'll become the next training video for future crews.
Hey kids, it's Dad. I love you so much. Just in case I don't come back, remember that.
Many fishermen record goodbye messages before each season, updating life insurance beneficiaries preparing for the work. This is the true cost of king crab fishing, not measured in dollars, but in lives destroyed, families shattered, and communities in perpetual mourning. The warning is clear, yet men still go. Some for the money, others for tradition, many because they know nothing else. They board these vessels knowing full well they're risking everything. The Bering Sea has no mercy. It takes the brave and the careless alike. Every season adds more names to this memorial, more families to the community of grief.